close the night out right. Panel at the table in that half-dead light. Miss Robin in the middle, calling every shot, directing and producing, till the story runs hot. 1-1 from the city, badge heavy on his chest, towing that law like a wicked chain, spitting facts, no rest. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite. JJ in the corner, state of the deep in his head. Which lies to toss and which ones to keep instead? Dago from the cafe says forget about it, leans back, spins his thoughts like a blade cutting holes in the track. Lee at the front, head advocate, steady stare, every word like a warning, every silence a dare. All of them leaning in, clock crawling, eyes bright, every secret feels louder than the buzzing of the night. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite. You can bury it in paper, you can lock it in a file, but the truth bleeds through, drip by drip, tile by tile. We're dragging it to daylight, name by name, line by line. If you wrote it in the shadows, we'll read it out this time. Yeah. Crimes after dark, we close the night out right. Tear through the lies till the wrong sounds like a fight. All of the answers buried so deep out of sight. We watch the threads unravel, we watch the threads ignite.
Okay, so apparently StreamYard did its typical shit of muting me for no reason whatsoever. It wasn't me, it was software. Thank you all. I can see everybody waving, which you normally wave when you can hear me, but you're all like, fucking, we can't hear you, shit, fucking turn your microphone. Anyways, so once I figured out you were all tapping your ear, I was like, oh, wait a minute, can you guys not hear me? Thank you so much for letting me know. I think, fuck, StreamYard, get your shit together. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, today you have no idea. Let me give you a sample of today. Today, I found out Kash Patel from the FBI was in Kentucky where I'm supposed to go. However, when this show ends, I literally do not know if I'm getting in a car and driving to Kentucky or whether I'm catching a flight tomorrow. I have no idea because I had to cancel flights and I had to rebook my flights. My wife's actually trying to get the flights rebooked that we just canceled because of a whole fucking shitstorm I'm going to explain to you in a minute. Also today, I had a police officer walking through my house with a gun drawn, going through my house. That shit happened today. This day is off the fucking chain, and that's just some of it. Like, that's not even all of it. Anyways, so let's get the show started. I'll get the panelists up and I'll explain a little bit what's going on and why all the clusterfuck's going on in my life. It's a Friday night, and I'm not even drinking. I should be drinking, but no, I have to get in a car, so I can't do that. Or actually, I don't know if I'm getting in a car. Fuck it. Anyways, let's get the panelists on stage quickly. And by the way, Captain fucking 11, our nickname, Captain, my captain. He got promoted today. What a fucking amazing. Oh, I'm not far enough into the show to be dropping F-bombs. Anyways, what a great thing. I'm so proud of that guy. He's going to be on here. I can't believe he made it. If I were him, I would be like, I don't know, hookers and blow, whatever. Okay, no, I'll skip the hookers and blow. The point being is that I'd be partying, but he's here because he's that fucking dedicated. He's already had his family dinner. He's already had his award ceremony. It's sad that some of you out there in the chat still don't believe he's an officer. I could show you pictures, but we have agreed to keep his identity down, so I can't. So you guys are just going to have to all just eat it and accept that it actually is true. All right, Dago, let's get you on the stage. Let's get the rest of the panel. How you doing today?
Whoa. What a day. What a day.
Oh,
I mean, I thought mine was bad. Dude, mine was just, I was cleaning all day, but Jesus Christ. Sounds like yours was quite a bit more interesting.
It's oh my gosh, it's been a crazy day, and it's not over. I feel like I'm not even, like I said, I really don't know if I'm driving in a car tonight or whether I'm flying tomorrow, if I get to sleep in my own bed tonight or whether I'm sleeping in freaking Bozeman, Montana, or wherever the fuck I end up tonight. I have no idea what I'm doing after this show. So
well, it'll get better tonight.
that it will. So what did you do today before I get into my stories, I guess? And
I did absolutely nothing on here. I cleaned my entire house. It was like 55 degrees here, so I went outside and cleaned out my garage and did some other shit. That's what I did today. I did a lot of other stuff besides this, unfortunately. But I'm here now, and always happy to be here.
I also have done some shower cleaning today. You know, so my wife and I were debating as I was trying to clean the shower because I got punished. My wife's like, you don't ever fucking clean the shower. And I'm like, okay, today is my day. By the way, I'm sore everywhere from cleaning the shower. And let me ask you something. When you've got stuff stuck to your shower glass wall, is that soap scum or skin cells?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I
think it's a little bit of both. I'm trying to like clean skin cells, I think, off. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Anyway, so
soap scum and Rhonda and Lee pieces.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, I get a little bit of like several people on the wall of my wall. Yeah, I think so.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, most of the people I think I know who's on the wall that I'm scraping off. It's probably my wife and I, and whatever guy comes over when I'm not here. I don't know. Somebody else is probably on that wall. But other than that. Yeah, who knows? Okay, so that's it for you, right? Let's bring Logan on next.
Let's do it live.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hey.
Good evening.
Can you top my day? I'm just curious.
No, and I'm patiently waiting for that story. I can't wait to hear it. We're ready.
Same here. Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So nothing special. Did you do any lives or any shows today or anything?
I did a live earlier and kind of found some interesting things out about the phone from, the Dylan phone stuff. So we talked about that. Yes. So hopefully I can touch on it later.
I was going to say, I hope you're going to share it with us and not just keep it a secret. So I cannot wait to hear about that as well. So if there wasn't anything extra, I guess we'll bring the rest of the panel up. We'll get one to say goodnight to his family if they aren't, if they're still waiting for him to say goodnight, although I'm sure they spent the major part of today with them. Maybe they're sick and tired of him by now. They're like, oh my God, dude, I was with you all day celebrating you. Maybe we should take a break. I don't know. Let's get Robin on stage. Robin, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
What's so funny?
You never want to tell stories like this when you have an author on your panel because you never know what might show up in one of the books. So,
right, exactly.
Oh my God.
I think my life is a little nuts sometimes. Sometimes I think people don't realize I probably had a very strange life.
It's all good. So feel free to keep sharing.
Anything special today for you that you did?
No, just my AI making fun of yours. But other than that,
Fair enough. All right. We only got 2 more panelists to get on the stage. We got a full house today. Let's get JJ from State of the Deep. How you doing tonight?
What's up, everybody? DA, Robin, Dago, Logan, Denizens, Meatballs,
brother?
Believers, and Mods. Hello,
It's Friday.
everybody.
Yay.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Dago, that voice effect is disturbing.
What are you talking about?
It's very disturbing, but I like it.
What are you talking about?
I love it.
And for all you metalheads out there, I was never a metalhead. And I went through a punk rock phase when I was young. I was a skater, so I kind of went through that phase. And this past week, Dago will appreciate this. I started listening to the Black Flag, My War Side 2.
Oh God.
The heavy, dark stuff. So I got back into that. I felt this nostalgia flooding through my body.
Yes.
So
Nice.
it made me feel like a young skater again.
Same thing I do. Every now and then I'll throw in the Dead Kennedys or the Circle Jerks or some of that old stuff, or the Butthole Surfers, Sex Pistols, and I'm like, dude, yes, let's go skate. Knowing if I get on a skateboard, I'm going to the hospital, but it is what it is.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Good stuff.
That is amazeballs. I didn't really do that myself, but I knew the music a little bit because I had friends into it. So, but yeah, very, very cool. Anything other than
awesome
nostalgia blastback that you had going on today?
Let's see. I already told Dago about this, but on the music tip, I ordered some music toys this week because I'm trying to get back into practicing bass again. So I ordered a little bass amp. It's supposed to be delivered today, but I guess it got delayed because of the storms on the East Coast. So probably won't get delivered today. I had a busy day. I got a crazy busy weekend. I just found out like this week that in Colorado, because of the new laws, if you have a concealed carry permit, when you renew it, you have to take a class again.
Oh yeah, again.
So it used to be if you had already taken the class, you just renew it. You file the paperwork, they do the background checks and all that stuff. But I just found out you have to take another class. So tomorrow morning I have to take that class before I can file my paperwork and stuff. So I've been running around the last few days, getting a lot of stuff together and all the other crap that I'm trying to do right now. So I had a busy day.
I might be getting a Roland ES370 electronic drum set, folks. So I might be getting a new instrument too.
We're getting the band back together.
Yeah, I've been trying to practice bass again. I put it down for a while because I didn't have time. I just literally didn't have time to practice. So I've been forcing myself to practice every day.
I've been playing with my son on the acoustic bass because he plays, acoustic. He does a lot of acoustic songs he writes. I've been trying to follow him on the acoustic bass, picking that back up just a little.
It's great to get back into it. I've been, I play guitar and I play every week. So I kind of get my guitar chops at least medium, like, they're passable. But you don't play bass for a while, man. You pick it up. It's ugly.
It's word. I don't know how you got guitar players. This is what kills me. This here. My hands are made to do this, not this. I don't know how you guys do that.
Weird to get back into it again, but it's fun. I love the bass. I really love the bass. So anyway, that's my
what's
musical
funny
journey.
about that? I was never a musician, but again, I was a huge Motley Crue fan when I was younger. And Nikki Sixx was the bass player, and Nikki Sixx wrote all their music. And I always thought it was weird that a bass player would be writing your music, because I thought bass wasn't really. I would assume a guitarist or a piano guy would be writing your music, but the bass player.
Geddy Lee wrote.
Sometimes the bassist and the drummers are the best songwriters because you can't have a rock band without the drums or the bass.
A good driving bass,
It is. It's. I would argue it's the most important part of a band.
Yes, it is.
I mean, and look at Geddy Lee. Geddy Lee played bass, wrote a lot of stuff for Rush. I mean, like the dude is.
Yeah, Rush. I'm a huge Rush fan. It's literally one of my all-time favorite bands. So, like,
definitely.
you talk about Rush, dude. I still am a total Rush lunatic anyway.
I never got
derail things, but
right. I never got terribly into Rush, but I forgot. We got to get one up here. One, because his family is on the thing, and we're talking. I got into music, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Let's talk about music." But let's get one. Captain 11. What is up, sir?
Evening. How is everyone?
Evening.
Did you do anything good today, or?
Yeah, just a little something.
You just lay around all day.
Yeah, just a little. Just
something?
Some soap scum in the.
Yeah. How was the
Yeah, buddy.
Was the ceremony good, like you hoped it would be, or?
Yeah, I mean the ceremony. They edit the video a little bit. They throw in some stuff. It's mostly predominantly the same that they usually use, and it's narrated by James Earl Jones. Obviously he's not alive anymore. So the name, it's called Heroes. That's the name of the song that they do, Always Heroes. It's good. It's really like families and friends and everyone, they really love, because they show some ceremonial type stuff, and then when the song gets like halfway in, they start showing like guys like jumping out of like helicopters and like
it gets more
jumping off of boats. It gets when it gets into the song a little bit, like chasing people down and things like that. Nice. Yeah, it was good. It was good, and it was nice to actually hear. It's funny because a bunch of people, other people I know, they were like, "Oh, did the mayor come there?" I'm like, "We don't want that. We don't want that fucking guy coming there." First off, he hates us, and we have this whole big thing going on about this stupid snowball fight, which it's really dumb. However, but the thing that is the big issue over this snowball thing. So there was like a large group in one of the parks, and I guess some people carried away a little bit too much. The cops were called there to kind of calm people down, and you can hear people in the background actually like, let's get them out of here, and they're like they're like pelting the cops in the face and behind, the cops didn't, they did a good job. They didn't get into it. They might have turned around and walked towards someone here or there, but they didn't retaliate. They remained their composure, which is what we're supposed to do. Believe me, I've worked in places. There are things that are a lot worse than snow. I've worked in areas where people throw, believe it or not, piss bottles off a roof.
Oh God, yeah.
Eggs, all kinds of. It's insane. Not everyone. There are people who do like us and respect us, but there are those that don't. So, as the commissioner said, try not to always listen to the ones that speak the loudest. That there are people who appreciate us, and what was good is she didn't, because obviously the main point of the day is about all of us and the promotions, but she made mention not specifically the snowball fight by name, but what she said is, I do hold people who work for me to the highest standard that they're supposed to be, but with that in mind, I will always have your back. And that was in reference to the snowball fight, because there were people who wound up getting arrested. I mean, they're not going to do any time. I think it was like,
and people,
but it's just the point. But the point that at least that she's right. The point is at least that she's, trying to show support. So,
yeah, I know that people have this mistaken belief that what's the big deal? It's a snowball, but you can hurt somebody, especially when people purposely pack them with ice and stuff like that to cause damage. So it's not just a snowball fight, and it is assault still.
Right. So. And to be clear, it's not a snowball fight when there's one group of people throwing snow and ice at
it's not a fight.
And they're just walking away.
What you got, JJ?
I saw that. I saw the video of that. And I have to say, the first thing that came to my mind, though, like, I tip my hat to them for not doing anything like seriously and engaging. But would have been hilarious if the cops just started laughing and just started and literally just got into a snowball fight with the people.
Yeah.
That would have been a great PR thing for NYPD.
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious. I guarantee you.
Right.
It would have been hilarious, and it would have been all over the news in a positive way, because they would have been like, this snowball fight breaks out and the NYPD just has fun with it, and like, yeah, I know it's a little kind, you guys have to behave a certain kind of way, but I just thought that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, and I get that. Like, it would be good PR, but I've seen people then they play dirty and they soak those things in water and make those snowballs.
And it also depends how they spin it. It could be a good PR movement, and there are sometimes like certain events, and like the West Indy Day parade that they have, over Labor Day weekend, which is in like central Brooklyn. You'll get like people that want to dance with the cops, and sometimes some guys they get into a little dancing and whatever, and they don't really get in trouble. But I feel with the snowball, it definitely could come across as like, they're just having fun,
having fun, right?
However, and then when one of the cops throws one of the snowballs and hits someone, and it hits them in the eye, and then there's a million people there taking video, and they're like, "How this isn't professional?" And then now this cop gets suspended when all he was trying to do is just engage the community. So it's like, you're right with what you're saying. Like, if the cops just started laughing and just wanted to have fun, right? But it could easily turn into like a disaster too.
That's the sad thing about where we're at in society,
right? Yeah, because if a cop playfully threw a snowball back and hit some kid in the face, they'd be like, lawsuit. They NYPD hit my kid in the black eye. And it'd be all over the news, and
exactly.
All right, so I've got a story, by the way. I don't want to take anything away from you, but I got a story about an award ceremony that I was at with the whole families when you were talking about it. But let's do your monologue first.
And I'll tell you done. Yeah. Right back. No, is it good to be alive in the den on a Friday?
Always.
Ooh. Yes, sir.
Juliana, Jackson, and my beautiful wife. Love you guys. All right. The quiet comes first. Not peace, not calm. The kind of quiet that follows something wrong. The kind that settles in after doors close, after statements are signed, after everyone agrees not to ask one more question. Tonight, that silence stretches far. It stretches to a small house in Idaho where 4 lives ended in the dark. The Idaho 4 was supposed to give us answers, a suspect, a narrative, a sense that the danger had passed, but certainty was rushed, details blurred, and the silence stayed. Because silence doesn't mean nothing happened, it means something happened that no one wants to sit with for too long. And then Kentucky, a different landscape, different accents, different power structures, same unease. Then Fields, a name spoken carefully now, measured, weighed. Across from him, Sabrina Atkins. Grief, anger, a story already decided in many minds before every piece was laid on the table. In places like this, facts don't always come first. Feelings do. And there's Letcher County itself, where everyone knows the roads, the families, the histories, where power isn't abstract, it's familiar. Mickey Stines, a death that doesn't rest easily, a name that lingers longer than it should, a file that feels unfinished, and presiding over it all, Judge Kevin Mullins. The bench, the robe, the promise that the system works the same for everyone. Promises sound different when you whisper them in a town where consequences are personal. Tonight isn't about conclusions, it's not about certainty, it's about what connects these places. Rushed answers, protected narratives, and the quiet pressure to move on before the truth has finished forming. because when justice is hurried, it doesn't vanish. It lowers its voice. And when everything gets quiet enough, you can finally hear what doesn't belong. This is Devil's Advocates. Lower your voice. Listen closely. The silence is talking. And with that, live from New York, it's Friday night.
All righty. Well, here we go. I am excited. So yeah, I was going to tell you real briefly about an awards ceremony. It was kind of funny because for a while I was working in, I was an IT guy, but I had top secret clearance and I was in national security, and I bumped elbows with over 3-letter agencies. And I had that one moment where it was cool bringing my wife to an award, to our Christmas party, and they handed out awards. And it was, to me, it was hysterical. Tonight we have an award for, Mrs. So-and-so. And what she did, we can't tell you about, and where she did it, we can't tell you about it. But know for certain that she helped make the world a safer place today. And I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, here's an award for something you can't know what happened, and we can't tell you the details, but it was really cool, and wish we could share it with you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
trust me, bro.
It's like the silenced heroes. It's probably, yeah. It's funny. It is funny to hear it at an award show, but just think about how many people work for different agencies or whatever, military or undercover, and some of the crazy stuff that they're involved in, and it's like top secret, and we can't know what it is.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. And it was one of those moments that you're kind of laughing, like, somebody looks at you like, what'd they do? Like, I can't tell you. I would have, and then the best line, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, that's a standard practice with us CIA people,
I know, dude. I know. Yeah, that's why I don't ask you anything. So, anyways, I do want to hear your stories. I thought I'd share briefly. I'll try to be brief. I'm not great at brevity. But what happened? So I spent a good portion of my day today, probably 5 hours of streaming. I haven't done that. I think it was the record today, where Jody and I from the Defense Rest read Sabrina Atkins' deposition, and I played the part of the attorney, and she played the prosecutor, if you will, giving the deposition, and she played the part of Sabrina, and we read from the transcript and kind of did it like we were on the stand, and it was really good. I really enjoyed that style where she played Sabrina's role, and we kind of went through the whole deposition. It was very enjoyable. And then I think probably an hour after we get off of the deposition and whatever, I get a text message from 2 different people saying, holy shit, dude, I'm so sorry. They just pushed the trial back to May. There is no trial this coming week. And they may settle out of court, and it may never go to court. And I was like, are you fucking, I know. I was fucking like, are you kidding me? So then I'm trying to remain super calm. And I said to my wife, well, fuck it. I guess can we get our plane tickets back? If not, maybe I'll save the plane tickets and use it for another thing. So she goes and she cancels the plane tickets, and I'm kind of like, my mind's like, okay, well, I guess, I just recover and do the best I can. This kind of shit happens, and I take a short nap. I get woken up to a phone call and a text. Hey, our mistake. The judge denied the request to postpone the continuance, so it's still on for next week. And now I've canceled all my fucking flights. So I have no flights. I'm like, oh my God. So, and you have no idea how hard it was to get the flights. So that's why I tell you, literally, as we sit, I'm either getting in a car and starting to drive across the country so I can get there in time for the trial, or my wife's trying to right now wait for a phone call back from the airlines to see if we can get our flights back. So there's indication we might get the same flights, but it was hard to get those flights in the first place. So I'm either in a car tonight driving across the country, or I'm leaving tomorrow morning on a jet and going there. But either way, I'm going to Kentucky with the hopes that we really are having a trial on Tuesday.
Did we all really start singing at the same time?
Yeah, there you go.
And then get this. Oh, by the way, 2 more little quick stories, and then we can get at her. I found out today, Kash Patel from the FBI, guess where he was at today? London, Kentucky, where I'm going to be in a couple days. I'm like, why the fuck is he in London, Kentucky? Kash Patel from the FBI is talking about rural law enforcement issues in a closed not to the public meeting. And I'm thinking, this is exactly what we're talking about. Rural counties, Letcher County, Kentucky, and the FBI director is he's 30 miles away from where I'm going to be in a couple days. So I don't know if he's still going to be there. I don't know if he's going to be, if he peripherally is involved, or if the whole reason he's there is some kind of guys on that, but that's super interesting. Thanks.
If that's the case, it took long enough.
Right. Yeah. I've called the FBI and they didn't want to talk to me, but now the FBI is there. So that's interesting. All right.
I think you should have a talk with that guy, DA.
Cash Patel? Yeah.
I think you
tell him.
You should give him a stern talking to.
And sure tell him that your buddy JJ from the CIA told him to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good
CIA contact.
You know, the FBI and the CIA don't like to talk to each other anyway. It's all stovepiped. They don't communicate. The last story.
Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you so much. The last story I will tell so that we can get back to real business is the police officer walking through my house with his gun drawn. So get this. So when I was in Seattle, yeah. So when I was, I've had a day.
How does that happen?
I had like a 6'3" tall fucking officer drawing a gun and walking through my house with his gun drawn. No shit, that happened. So what happened was, after my little nap, I got up, my wife was gone because she had an appointment, and I left the house. Unbeknownst to me, the security system that we brought over from Seattle to this place, and we set it up, the house alarm was set and I didn't know it. So I left my house and the alarm went off on my house when I left. So I got a phone call when I was down at the grocery store saying, hey, front door alarm just went off on your house. Is everything okay? Can I get your security passcode? Problem is, I set that security passcode about 6 years ago, and I think I know what it was, but I don't know. And they're taught, when you give the passcode, they don't say if it's right or wrong. They just send the police if it's wrong. So I said, look, I think it's, and I gave them my passcode. I think it's this. They go, okay, thank you very much. And then I see a police car go up my hill to my house. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I go up and I check my home security system because I got cameras. And I'm watching this big cop walk through my thing with his gun drawn all through my house. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's on. Like, now I can't go into my house because I don't want to get shot. So I'm just sitting in the parking lot waiting for the officer to get out of my house. And he comes out and I'm like, hey, I'm the homeowner. And he's like, oh, okay. So we had a little conversation. He's a super nice guy. I thanked him for his service and coming and checking out my place. Told him that I didn't remember my passcode apparently correctly, and all's worked out. But that's the kind of fucking day I had today. It's crazy.
Nice. Wow, boss, you had a bad day.
Yeah. So top that. Anyone got better than that for today?
I can't match that.
Not even close.
You win.
Yeah, you win. I cleaned my house. That was horrible.
Having said that,
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy with the response time of local police department. It was very good response time. I love that. So yeah, I feel a little bit safer, and I got to meet one of our local sheriff's deputies. So that was cool. Got to shake hands with him, and now he knows me on a first name basis, and vice versa. So that's good as well. So I don't know the code. I still don't know the code to my house. What I figured I'd do is I give a little bit of time, and then I'll call up the security company and say, hey, I should probably reset my security code because apparently I failed today. So we'll get that figured out. But there you go. I'm done talking. It's all you guys for the rest of the night.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, where I live, if they force you to get an alarm permit. So it was like a few years ago. I didn't have anyone walking through my house, but my alarm went off.
So he actually went in your house when nobody was there?
Correct. Yeah. Well, to be fair, my front door was unlocked, and so he just walked right in when he found the door unlocked. So, and I was impressed. I was impressed that he had gun drawn all through the house, kind of thing. So that was kind of. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't about to go in there. By the way, I don't know what you were going to say, one, and you should finish that. But I will tell you real quick. In Everett near Seattle, they only do that one time for you. And if they get called to your house again and it was kind of like, oops, I made a mistake. They charge you big money. I think it's $75 for a house call kind of thing. So you get one fuck up and then they start charging you for coming to your place. So
we don't even get one fuck up. Like they'll come and as soon as it's generated from, with the 911 operator, if you don't have an alarm permit on file, you get a $250 fine that you have to pay. and then you have to also get the alarm permit, which is I think it's like $200 for it's good for 2 years, but so now you have to pay like $450.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big mistake.
That's such bullshit.
There's nothing they could do, even though even they come to my house. If I miss like I had, they tried to call me on the phone and I missed it or whatever it is, because obviously I am law enforcement, right? I work in New York. I'm law enforcement under New York. They still can't. They are not even able to give me a courtesy because it's automatically generated on the machine.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Oh wow.
We don't get that here, but you get response from Barney and Andy, and then you get a lecture where I live at.
That's so old.
You got the guy with his thumbs in his belt loops, pulling his pants up to his nipples, telling you need to get that under control because we don't have time for this kind of stuff here, and because there's only, there's 4 of us, and we get a break in every 17 years, so that's what they have to do all day. That's what
I do want to say that the first time it happened to us, my wife and I had in Everett, we went to a hockey game, to the local Silvertips game, and we got an alarm go off when we were at the thing, and it was kind of cool. The officer that came to our house and checked our house, he saw the security camera and he was like waving at us like, "Hey, I'm here at your house," and I'm like, "Oh,
nice."
So,
I'm just surprised that they went inside your house.
No, they would.
Or not. That's why.
Yeah, they would. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal
Yeah.
protocol because you see an unlock. Obviously no one's home.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he waited, but a door unlocked. They would.
Yeah,
I thought
He would almost run. He
probably
probably thought it was a legit burden, a legit burglary going on. With a door. Yeah. I mean, there's no, like you said, you just left it unlocked. So I mean, obviously, a telltale sign would be seeing any damage to the door or forced entry, obviously, which he didn't see. But if the door was wide open.
Oh, okay, Mr. Police Guy. Just because you know these things, doesn't mean we all do. Sorry, bro.
Well,
Who do you think you are, captain or something?
Yeah, right? You got them
Lisa
bars.
Something like that.
You got them bars, y'all.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to Lisa because we did when my wife and I lived in Everett, we had friends in Marysville, so we know both those areas very well. So good to see some people from the West Side. I worked in downtown Seattle, lived in Everett, had friends in Marysville, so all of those areas we know. In fact, I think we still have. Well, we have up by Lake Stevens. Anyways, yeah, I know that area quite a bit. So thanks for the shout out from the local area.
Hey,
So,
you guys, I have a question. I want to know if you guys think I should be concerned about law enforcement in my area. In the past, they were doing a big drug task force in this area because it's on the main cross-country corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a pretty big deal for this area. And I was driving past a big apartment complex and I saw an unmarked car pull up, and like 3 actually unmarked cars pull up, and there was a pickup truck parked in a parking spot. And when the first guy that jumped out of the unmarked car, he couldn't pull his weapon out of his holster. He was fumbling with his weapon, like really
That's always
bad.
a good sign.
Like it was very, and I said, that's probably not a good thing.
No,
because he's the first guy, confronting this person. And if I can tell that he looks really nervous and awkward, it's probably not a good thing. What do you guys think?
You're 1,000% accurate. They've done numerous interviews and stuff with different perpetrators that are incarcerated that actually took action again, or possibly even seriously injured or killed law enforcement. And the question's always asked, why? Like, what was it that made them do that? That's what we always want to know. Why? What was the big deal? And most of them said that, like they may have had like a longer record. They want to go back in. But the main thing is they said that the officer that came to talk to them wasn't on their game,
Yeah.
So like what you're talking about, like going up and fumbling and like acting nervous, acting like you have 3 days on the job, you don't know what the hell you're doing. That is the kind of thing that gets officers hurt, sadly.
And all
it
I
was
can say
obvious
is,
too.
Yeah,
it was really obvious.
Yeah. And people, I feel like the public doesn't use common sense. With police officers, you should exercise slow movements and hands wide out in the open where they can see. I shit you not, there was a local story from where my hometown. A man had kidnapped his son, went to his ex-wife's school where she taught, and shot her in the head in front of people. And people walked up to the police officers to shake their hand in essentially what is just done an active shooting situation, and charge up to shake and come at them to put their hand out. And I'm like, you fucking dumbass. Like, you literally do not walk up on a cop after someone just got shot and go, I just want to shake your hand. Like, how about you just like stay the fuck back and keep your hands up? And like, why would you do that? Like, why do you not have common sense? Everybody's on high alert in that situation, and
JJ, unfortunately, like it's a set. I've again, it's always easy to Monday night quarterback, and we review this stuff with body cameras. But that's one of the great things with body cameras is to review though the tactics and some of the stuff that my fellow officers use. And unfortunately, that is one of the things. Sure, it doesn't matter if you have, 2 days on the job or 20 plus years like me. If I'm on a car stop, if I run your plate and your plate comes back that this is a stolen car or it's a car wanted in a robbery or something, sure, is my heart gonna start like racing a little bit? Like, am I gonna get pumped up? But it's how you control that, and you have to be able to. Like that also will keep you safe. The person the person that wants to be Rambo and thinks that that they're not going to get hurt or nothing can happen. Those are people that get hurt too. So the fear of getting hurt and the fear of something happening will keep you safe, but you have to it's a balance. You have to be able to try to act, even if you're a little scared or whatever, you have to act like you're on point, license, registration. you gotta be on point. No, like
how about
license and registration.
Dude, guys, not to say that I wouldn't be freaked out.
Oh no, of course.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was so obvious just driving past.
Yeah,
I was like, that's not good. Especially a drug task force.
I want to hear from Robin and Logan. Do either one of you have any cop stories or any crazy stories about things that are lessons learned on police? Do you guys have anything like that?
I'm so bored. I've never been arrested or anything like that. So I have like 0 cop stories.
Wow. How about you, Logan? Do you have any cop stories?
I have a story, but I don't want to talk about it. I've been charged with a crime I didn't commit.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm
You got charged. Did you get convicted of something you didn't do?
I did.
Oh, you don't
but
want to talk about that either.
Yeah, I did. But then a week before my probation was up, my probation officer called me and said, "We found out that you were telling the truth and that you didn't act." I was like, cool. So am I off probation and this all goes away? He was like, no.
What?
I still had to do the next week of probation still.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a horrible time.
Oh,
I was
man.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, I've looked into that. I've looked into
it. Can I tell you guys a funny story?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Friday.
When I was young, I was probably about 20 years old. And I know it's going to shock you guys, but I occasionally went into bars when I was underage. I know.
What?
I know. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Oh, my God, JJ.
Yeah, I know. And I was a lifeguard at the beach for 4 summers, right? So it's my second summer as a lifeguard. And I rode my bike to a bar close by, and I went in, I was hanging out, and then when I was leaving, I saw my neighbor, this woman who lived across the street from me.
Oops.
And she was being harassed by these dudes. They were just, being dicks.
Yeah.
And so I went over to her, and I was on my bicycle, right? So I'm just talking to her. She's my neighbor. I know her. And this guy runs up and grabs her and like swings her around. And she was freaked out. You could tell. It was pretty obvious she was freaked out. And I have 4 sisters. I'm very protective. It's just like the way that I am. And I knew this person. I could tell she was annoyed.
Yeah.
So I went over and I was like, what are you doing? And it was a group of people. So I went over and was like, hey, just to try to like make her feel more comfortable. And one of the guys came at me basically. And I won't tell you what happened. It wasn't good for him. But right as this happened, 2 cop cars pulled up, one from each direction. And I'm in the street with this guy. And the area where I worked was one part of the town where the beach was. The other part of the town didn't have the beach. So there was a lot of tension between the 2 sides of the town that had separate police forces.
Okay.
Right. So there's beef there between the cops. So one of the cops was from one side of town and one was from the other side of town. So, and I'm underage, number one, and I had just come out of that bar. Well, the cop walks up and I could see him getting out of his car, and I didn't recognize him right away. Big dude. And he walks up first. And it turns out it's a guy that I knew who used to be a lifeguard, right? And I personally knew him. And he got to me before the other guy got to me. And there was a crowd of people gathered around. And they all said, like, that other guy, and they explained to the cop what happened. That he completely, like, started a fight with me for no reason at all. And what he did, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Before that other cop was able to get over to us talking, he goes, all right, get out of here. And I would have been screwed because I was underage in that bar. Because after what happened was they ended up arresting the other guy. And turns out he was underage in the bar. And I was underage. Because they went into the bar and they said, do you guys know this guy? And yeah, he was in here. He was underage. I would have been in trouble for being underage in the bar. So he let me go. That guy was just like, get out of here. Because everybody in the crowd was like, yeah, this is what happened, whatever. Well, it turns out that guy, the other guy, was the son of a council person.
Oh, my God.
In the town. So the next time that I saw that cop, the big guy who let me go, he was so fucking pissed at me. He goes, you have no idea how much shit you caused me. He's like, I got reamed out. I got totally reamed out. He ended up becoming the police chief in that town, by the way. But I had to buy that guy a case of beer just to like keep things on an even keel. Like, cause like I understood what he did for me.
Yeah.
Right. Cause I would have been screwed. Because now there's another cop from the other town, right? He's not going to let me slide. So anyway, I just thought it was hilarious because that cop was so fucking pissed at me, man. I had to serve penance with some alcohol.
What a great! I love these. I love these stories. Like I could tell stories too, but I realized people are like, oh my God, are you guys going to talk about?
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so.
No. It's like I want to tell stories too because I love these stories. They're very cool. They're very entertaining. But we probably should talk about our cases. But I love that. I love that story. I love all these stories. I want to know more about Logan's story, but she just said specifically she doesn't want to talk about it, so I won't ask her.
You got anything else, Logan? Like with any cases tonight?
I pled guilty to a crime I didn't commit. That's why I understand the whole Koberger pleading guilty, possibly to something he didn't commit.
Look, Logan, it can't be true. People do not plead guilty for things that they didn't do.
No.
So,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Who would ever do that?
right.
Nope.
No one does that. You couldn't
Nobody.
get me to plead guilty for something I didn't do, no matter what.
I'd be standing up screaming from the rooftop, I didn't do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I
well,
would
it
name
doesn't
other
really work
people.
that way sometimes.
Come on now, Logan. You had to have committed the crime. Come on. You
I
Yeah.
know,
that.
right? I had to.
Jesus.
Well, if you pled
Oh.
guilty, you said you did it, so didn't you?
That's it.
All right. So
I mean,
you
come
said
on,
earlier-
they had your touch DNA.
Right?
You said earlier you did you say you have some new discussion points to think about with the whole Dylan Mortensen and phone thing?
Yeah. So earlier I did my live. So I wrote down the times that Dylan was not using her phone to see what we can see or hear on the cameras at those times to see maybe what she's doing.
Great
And
idea.
almost every time, there were only 4 times she wasn't using her phone, but for each of those times, I think except for one, something pretty significant was going on each of those times. So like she stops using her phone and that's when we start hearing all the screams and the party noises.
Really?
Yep.
That's very interesting.
One of the times is from 4:32 to 5:02. Well, that's 2 minutes after the black Ford Explorer pulls up.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And that's exactly when Murphy his bark starts going like super crazy. And she gets back on her phone. I think it's pretty close to when Murphy finally stops barking.
Now,
So they
when you
go
say
inside.
Murphy, are we 100% certain it's Murphy
yeah.
or the dog
No.
behind the house?
Just the dog the dog that's barking.
Yeah.
A dog, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
You don't have a
it's-
ghost. Go ahead, Lee.
I know. Did you see that behind her too?
Yes, I was just gonna say you don't have a ghost,
Yeah.
do you?
Your door like opened.
That door
and,
opened
like,
and closed.
I saw it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I saw what looked like somebody with a flashlight go by her back door.
Didn't you see me go like this? Like, what the hell is going on?
We're not shitting, Logan.
No.
literally,
No, the
we've
door-
been seeing
No.
activity
The door
behind
did,
you.
yeah, the
It
door
opened
did
and
open.
closed.
It did.
Is that an outside
The
door?
double doors there,
No,
they opened.
It's not an
Oh.
outside door. The heat could
Okay.
have kicked on or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Don't do that.
I'm sorry, but I saw it too when they said it. I was like, I saw that too.
Didn't you see me go like this?
Yeah. I think
Uh-oh.
it's what I saw that I thought was a flashlight. It was the door opening and the light reflected off of it, made it look like a flashlight. But
Get him, Bronx. Get him.
oh,
Got
she's
that
got the,
dog gonna
look at
eat
she's got the
anything.
heebie-jeebies right now. She can.
No,
Sorry,
no,
but-
no.
Listen, I have a ghost. I get it. Mine's fine. It's okay. You'll be all right.
Oh my
Our
god.
ghosts
how
have been-
creepy.
Our ghosts have been quiet. All right, so that's very interesting. I really find that interesting about
That is
comparing
very much.
and I'm assuming you're talking about the sounds that you hear on the 1112 King Road residence house, right? So
Yep.
you're comparing when you hear all the activity versus when Dylan's, and that's really interesting. So good job on that. That's neat.
Very
did you have
much
any
so.
thoughts? I mean, does it indicate to you that what were you thinking about that, or do you just want to leave it for us to make our own conclusions?
No, I think like it can't be a coincidence. I think so. There's one time where she's not using her phone for like an hour and there's not much going on outside, but it's when the neighbor with the dog walks by and that's when they see the front door open. So I'm wondering if maybe they're doing something at that time.
Cleaning.
Yeah.
Cleaning. It's cleanup.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's of course. Oh my God! This
Very
case. This
possible.
case.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, while I was looking at that, I thought about something and I was like, we can hear people talking. They even claim that you can hear a whimper and somebody fall down. Well, I think we can hear the things that are inside the house. With that being said, don't you think if Bethany was telling the truth about a firecracker that we'd surely hear it on the 1112 camera and we don't?
I said that a long time ago. Like,
Oh,
why
you
didn't
did?
we hear it? Yeah, I just to my own community, you know what I mean? Long time ago. Like, why didn't we hear it?
Yeah.
In any of that audio, we don't hear
Yeah.
anything that sounds anything like a firecracker. So
But
Yep.
what do you
that's
guys
a very
think
good point.
about the flash that you see? I saw two separate
in the 1119.
Yeah.
So first of all, let me say real quick, my wife said she rebooked my flight, so it looks like I don't have to get in a car after the show tonight. So that's cool.
That's
I don't know if I have the
Poor
exact same
Danny,
flight.
DA.
Good job, Rhonda.
Nice job. But yeah, what the flash of lights?
Yeah, I mean, we saw that in the video. There were two separate scenarios which you see that little flash of light.
Yeah.
And I think we all agreed that we thought that that audio was doctored. I don't know what Logan's take on that is. I'd be curious to know, because to me, it sounded like it was doctored audio, and just based on what we all listened to. And so if it was doctored and there was something that would cause that flash, and it for whatever reason they didn't want that to get out, it's very plausible that they edited that sound out.
Yeah,
that makes sense. It does.
I don't know, what do you guys think about that?
Which camera was it? I'm sorry.
On the 1112 camera footage, there's
right
a
across
point
the street from it
where you see a flash of light, a small little flash
on
of light,
1119, right? Off the 1119 window.
The
right?
window, yeah.
The window.
Yeah.
Which would theoretically would reflect based on where the house is and the like little line of sight or whatever from 1122.
Yeah.
So
Not headlights.
it was
No.
one single flash of
a
light.
flash, like a light flash or a
it's not it's definitely not a headlight. It's not a headlight.
No.
I'd have to
you can even hear on one of the flashes, you can actually hear a snapping sound as it happens too. You can hear like a snap, and then you see a flash in the corner of the
right.
1119.
And I concede to 11, like we discussed this a long time ago, that could have been something else, not a gunshot.
Right.
I totally concede that.
Do you remember the
been
time
a stun gun or something?
Hold on, I don't mean to interrupt you guys. You're alone in your house, Logan, correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your door's open
That
behind
door
you.
keeps moving.
Listen,
The
I'm
door's
not
open again.
No. I don't want to scare you, but they recorded that. There was a hand that closed that door. I will show it to you if you want to see it.
Yeah, but not right now.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just making sure you're safe, kid. That's all.
You opened that door. When did you open that door?
Yeah, I got up and opened it.
Okay.
There is an actual video of a hand pulling that door shut. I have the video, and if you want to see it, I will show you. But I just want to make sure you're safe. That's all.
Is that Bronx? Does Bronx put like a glove
right
on? And did he reach up and shut the door?
Probably. He's very, very intelligent. No,
let me tell you, I will say this, Logan. If something happens, we will have great coverage of your case. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
There's that gallows humor.
All right. Well,
I'm not joking around. I was just trying to be like,
yeah.
Make sure you're okay. That's all. Because that weirded me the hell out. And they sent me a clip of it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
All right. Yeah, I can't even get back on track after, but it's interesting. Yeah, the flat.
Sorry.
So, by the way, I don't know what JJ was talking about, but I know that it's been a long time since I watched the 1112 King Road residence house. But there was a time when right next to the house, between there's that lower house that's right beside it that Emily lived in, right? There was a flash of light that lit up that house for a second there. And then there was also a flash of light that you can see all the way down the street in the corner of 1119 that you hear a snap sound and a really quick bright flash in the corner of the window. And they're different. They're two different flashes. And so I don't know what those are. I've always wanted to know. The other $1 million question on the audio is you can't tell definitively if those sounds are coming from inside 1112, inside the house next to 1112, or in the house behind, which is 1122. Like it's almost impossible to definitively tell where those sounds are coming from. Which the last thing I want to say about that is funny, because the PCA or whatever will actually make reference to a dog whimper and a thud that they say you could hear from that same camera at 1122 King Road behind it, but yet we're supposed to believe that all other sounds that you hear couldn't possibly have come from 1122 King Road residents, while they also single out a sound that you can hear from one. I don't even understand that, but anyways.
I mean, from the other bedroom. Oh, I see. We got
yeah,
some
thank
gifts.
you, Bianca, so much for the 5 new turtles. I appreciate you so much.
Nice.
I think what was the spare bedroom, I believe, near the it was near a piece of exercise equipment. Was it I don't know. I know there was a few creators that covered it, and there was like an oil, some kind of candle oil thing in glass that had broke. That's like on the floor. It looks like a stain of like oil. I believe it's the second bedroom. That could be one of the, I don't know. Did someone try to come in through that spare bedroom or something? And you could see the oil stain. I think it's near the treadmill. I believe. I don't remember. Or I think maybe Pav or Jules, or there's a few people I think who covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I only brought that up because Emily's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it would make a flash, but
hearing a crack, and a little flash under the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bethany Funk said she had heard a firecracker and saw a flash under her door, right?
Yeah, and it's like that's a pretty significant thing that seemed to have been completely ignored in reporting on the crime. Certainly, in
one of the weirdest.
Media.
I have to say, one of the weirdest sounds I heard, and I pointed it out on the audio, but it's been a long time. I made a reference. I thought nobody else would get it because of my age. I said it sounded like somebody had wound one of those old box cameras and went like advancing the camera. I don't even know if anybody here is fucking old enough to know what I'm talking about. But it would have like a little wheel that you would spin that would advance the film, and you could hear the little gear. And someone says, "Well, don't you know, DA, there was actually those kind of box cameras found at the crime scene." And I'm like, "Are you fucking shitting me? Like, I didn't think that was a thing. What's going on? Why are you guys all laughing?"
No, nothing.
Well, I'm older than you, DA, so I think I remember the manual cameras.
I heard it. I heard the sound like somebody was on the porch ratcheting one of those old cameras, and I was like, "Is that the flash? Is that the flash you see? Like, could a flash bulb have gone off? But what are you taking a picture of?"
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Why do they even have those, though? They are way out of the age range.
Yeah, right. But they were in the house. There's a picture. There's a crime scene photo with one of those old box cameras in the house.
I think Dylan collects cameras because she had multiple different versions of cameras in her bedroom. She had the old school 8mm, I think, whatever the fuck, those little things, and then she had a Polaroid.
Well, isn't it fucking interesting that Dylan would be the one that had those kind of cameras? Huh.
It's interesting, a whole bunch of shit that Dylan does. So yeah, absolutely.
Polaroids are making their way back, though.
Well, she also has that one sitting on her desk.
Yeah, they're
that little black one.
Well, also someone in the chat a little bit ago mentioned that something about a Polaroid, but a cell phone flash.
Cell phone flash. Yeah, for sure. By the way, thank you for the sticker real quick. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that very much. I want to be able to shout that out before we go too far.
Here's something that might be a little crazy, but Polaroid photos aren't traceable.
Well, so see, I thank you, Robin, because what I was thinking is somebody who keeps these old style cameras. If you're really an old throwback, you can develop your own film. So if you want to develop your own film, you don't even have to and so if you wanted to document something like a horrific crime scene that you want no digital evidence of, you might use an old style box camera and then develop your own film with somebody who knows photography. And then there would be no record, no digital print. You'd have the evidence of it.
The instant Polaroids that I'm talking about that are making their way back, they're becoming more popular. You don't have, that would create a flash.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't have to develop it. It develops automatically, right?
Right. You don't have to develop it anywhere else. You wouldn't have to take it to a pharmacy or have any of the chemicals on hand in order to develop it yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's already done for you.
Is there ever is there a possibility in your mind that we're going to see some crime scene photos that were taken and have been kept under the dark that somebody took of that house unofficially and is going to resurface someday? I wonder.
I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah, it's definitely
probably a ways down the road.
With this case, Lee, does anything, honest to God and truly anything, would anything surprise you?
No, not anymore.
So
I've said that a million times. Nothing in this case would surprise me.
No, and you know how many? That's another thing. How many of those disposable cameras did we see in those photos, too, you guys?
I only saw a couple myself that I can remember, but then again, I just was.
There were a few of them at least.
Yeah.
But I think the thing. Well, there again, everybody has flashes on their phones. Okay, so it could very well have been that too. Somebody took a picture of what did they take?
It was that ratcheting sound though. That ratcheting sound that I heard, which was really weird because that was the old style box camera there. And I swear you hear that on the 1119 camera.
Yes.
Or the 1112 camera, sorry.
But like the crack that Bethany heard.
Yeah.
The snap or whatever. Like
yeah.
That would have been
that's a pretty significant thing that was not really talked about too much.
Yeah, right. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I've always felt, and I know some of you will disagree, it's all over the place. I always felt that the firecracker sound and the snap that I see and hear on the thing is not consistent with gunfire. Like, I still can't. No. There's a part of me that still can't believe a gun went off. I know everybody thinks a gun was involved in this crime. I just don't feel like a gun went off. Now, could it have been a taser? Something like that? Did somebody hit somebody with a taser? I don't know, but like, I still have problems myself believing that a gun was fired in that thing, even though I know there's some evidence of forensics that came in that was a gun, forensics expert on ballistics and stuff like that. So maybe they thought there was a gun. There's even an officer that's on one of the body cameras that talks about a possible gun. So I don't know, but
I personally think, as I've said before, with all the fuckery we've seen in this case, if for whatever reason that did not fit with the narrative, they could have easily changed the narrative and not released information that supported that narrative, that there was a gunshot heard, right? So it's, for me personally, when I look at the body of everything that we've seen and collectively together, so much of it has been wrong, false, whether it be deliberately false or through incompetence, right? So at this point, if that did not fit with their narrative for whatever the reason and whatever level of fuckery was involved, then they could easily shift that narrative and not show the public information that supported the potential that a gun was used. Even if it was just one person was shot or a shot was fired for whatever the reason. So that's how I look at it. I think that I can never get past the amount of bullshit we've been fed.
I know. And that's honestly, I think that's why we're gonna see post-conviction relief filed, because I just think there's colossal fuckery in this case, and it's going to have to have it relooked at, because I just feel like there's just too much. There's too much they lied about. It's just ridiculous.
I don't hear a gunshot, but I do think that one of the perpetrators did have one with them and used it as a weapon, but not shooting anybody.
Do you think it was used to kind of like keep people from reacting while something else was done? Or do you think it was like somebody got pistol whipped? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, you think somebody was pistol whipped with a gun, or do you think it was more like, you don't make a move while we do something to this person, and then, that kept them at bay so they didn't fight back?
I think it was brought maybe just in case for who they ran into in the home unexpectedly. I think it was used on Kaylee's face, the butt end of it, and probably to have people do what they want them to.
Yeah, it's interesting. So in that regards, then, do you believe the quote unquote gun rack guy sound that Pavarotti says is a gun rack?
Maybe, I don't know. Probably.
Fair enough.
I mean, if somebody, think about it, if somebody is familiar with weapons which and no matter how you slice it in this case, not a good term to use, but I apologize. It was unintentional, but they would have been familiar with weapons.
Yeah.
Right. So in a state like Idaho, it's not a big stretch to imagine that they also had a gun, right? Because if you were going to commit a major crime, you would want as much, as you could possibly have to carry it out and use what you
Control.
have to use, to carry out a crime. So, the use of a gun either as a threat or in some other ways highly plausible as far as I'm concerned, and I definitely think it's possible. I mean, it's hard to know about a gunshot, but
I don't want to get crazy, but when we were listening to the audio, that sounded like people experiencing trauma over a course of time, like 30 minutes or something like that. It took a while. And the question became, did they get killed one by one? And if that's the case, then would somebody with a gun keep people in line while they did whatever they were going to do to one person and then move on to the next person and so on? And was the threat of being shot enough to keep them at bay? It is a question. I feel like it's difficult for me to go too far with those line of questioning because we don't have enough evidence and it sounds like we're just pulling shit out of our ass. However, at the same token, I still maintain it didn't happen the way they told us it happened. So what do you do, I don't know.
Are you suggesting that the government's lying to us, DA?
I would never do that.
Oh, unacceptable. Oh my God.
Yeah. Good old Bill Thompson and Ashley Jennings.
No, I will say, guys, they were on the up and up and we know it. Come on.
I will say more and more, it's not just the book Frame, which we talk about a lot, but more and more, I can't tell you the number of stories in which prosecution and law enforcement decide who they want for somebody and they bend the evidence to fit. And that happens so much that I feel like in any case, you have to legitimately ask the question, is there any possibility that they just decided this is the person we're going to put it on and started to ignore anything that didn't fit the story? So, because it happens too often. It happens way too often. So that's where I'm at.
I tend to think that it was more orchestrated than that, in the sense that it wasn't, we're going to just frame somebody. I think in that case, I don't think there'd be so many inconsistencies. If it was just, this is what we're going to go with, and this is the guy we're going to go with. I think with all the other inconsistencies and all the other information about, national security being associated with it and multi-agencies being in that area, in my opinion, the framed angle is obviously possible with what we all know, but in my opinion, it's more likely that there was a bigger thing involved that needed to be covered up. And that, well, you all know my theory about co-worker.
And I think they pivoted too.
Well, that's what I
believe. I think Kopacka was supposed to be. I more and more and stuff stuff that we cover. No, we don't know 100%. I really almost think that Kopacka had nothing to do with anything that happened, and maybe he maybe he was into drugs or not. I know he's like in his 30s and he's living in his I've heard the rumors and all the stuff. So maybe he was a drug dealer and maybe he was into drugs, dealing and whatnot. And he knew the wrong people, and maybe he was asked to be part of it and didn't want to be part of it. But I think that he was the original Patsy. And then with what happened with Kopacka, obviously he's now dead. They had to pivot. They had to pivot and had to find a new person. That's what I think happened.
Well, let me ask you guys then real quick, all of you, for your opinion on this. Based on what we just talked about here, do you guys think if this is a frame job, do you think it started before or after the murders?
After, I feel.
I struggle with the fact that Bryan Kohberger was being pulled over often. So that kind of makes me think that it's possible that they were looking at him for something before. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say before.
Good point. Robin says before, Lee says after. I believe it was after.
My theory at the moment is one of their CIs got exposed for ratting on something, and they were killed for snitching to the police, and that was a huge embarrassment to them, and they went to cover it up. So therefore, I don't think they were planning on their CI getting killed. So once their CI got killed, they had to concoct a story that covered their CI. Sure, and so that's when they found somebody to pin it on. But
or like I believe, and I still believe, and unless I'm, something comes out that changes my mind, that Kohberger was working with or for the feds. There was a lot of funding in that area for, law enforcement related things. We know there were multi-agency task force in the area. And a guy studying what Kohberger was studying would likely be someone that wanted to work with the feds. And like I said, all we know about him is what we've been told after the fact. Right. So if there was an operation going on and they needed to cover up the fact that a CI was killed and there was collateral damage because of that, the university would not want that to get out. And if Kohberger was already involved with the NIJ funding, it would be very easy to slip him in after the fact. And we don't know anything. We're told this. He's at this prison. He took a plea deal, this, that, and the other. When the feds are involved, they have virtually unlimited power to move things around, to control local law enforcement. They have unlimited funds. And so, in my opinion, that is still what I believe.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys don't agree with me there, but
no, it's possible.
I think it is possible.
That's fine.
It's possible.
I'm just saying, I'm simply stating that because I understand that there's other potential scenarios. That he was framed is very obviously a potential scenario.
I won't say, I know. So no, I take you more seriously. I'm sitting on something and I can't talk about it. And I know that sounds fucking horrible. I'd hate to be that guy, but I'm sitting on something that gives more weight to what you say about Kohberger being involved with the feds. And I can't talk about it yet because I've been sworn to some secrecy. And I know that sounds like I'm fucking making that shit up for sensationalism, but all I can say is I'm not trying to be a sensationalist. I'm saying I'm pocketing. I'm more with you than you know, because I have some new information that I'm vetting right now, because you know me, I want to make sure I'm right about it before I say it, that would indicate that Kohberger could have been involved with the feds. So we'll see. Until I get it sorted out and get permission to talk about what I have, then I won't say anything more. But I'm with you. Like I'm not blowing that idea off.
How come Bryan Kohberger, after he got arrested, how come the DNA they found on the knife sheath was never tested against him and his actual DNA?
Did they say? I think they said it was too small of a source or something like that. Didn't they say that they couldn't? They had been. I think it was something like that. Like they said it was.
They claimed that there wasn't enough left.
Right.
But
yeah,
after their initial testing, there wasn't enough left.
Yeah.
Because remember, it's supposed to be the size smaller than like the human eye can see, like a grain of sand,
of a pin or something like that. But then, God damn it.
But then it doubled in size.
Thank you. Yeah, and what the fuck? See, what is it? They said something else to you guys. Othram said that there was so much more than we can imagine that they had.
Yes,
right.
That's the shit that pisses me off. On the one hand, you're saying, there was so much DNA at the scene. Oh, fuck off. There was never that much. You weren't going to even present the DNA. Oh my God, I want to strangle him. They were never going to present the DNA in trial.
No, they didn't. They didn't compare it to him. That damn it, you did it again, Logan. You always get my head going. That's something I've never even thought that, like, Wow. One more. That's probably one of the most important things in this case. And they didn't compare it to him. See, that doesn't no. I'm so irritated right now. Again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, after seeing Othram Labs' presentation at CrimeCon, I think DA and I were both like, wait a second, hold on a minute. This seems like a corporate, fucking play. I mean, it's just a little too convenient that all of a sudden now, and by the way, if anybody's watched the Megyn Kelly stuff recently with the DNA stuff she talked about, I sent one a message saying, watch, Othram Labs is going to swoop in and they're going to save the day in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Mm-hmm.
And
of course.
Yeah. So I don't trust that company. And I think there's bigger things at play. And that's why it's that, in addition to all the other things, that make me think there were bigger things at play in the Idaho 4 case.
Yeah. And I find it really, really, I haven't made the connection, but I find it really, really disturbing that, what's his name? Dallinger, Chief Dallinger, now the new chief, right, has got FBI training during this whole thing. What the fuck is going on with the FBI and Moscow Police Department?
He did it during the investigation, like right after. So
right, like the whole thing just stinks of cover up. Like, now we're going to get the chief of police in with the FBI, and so now he can't talk about things because he's going to be protected by some sworn deal with the FBI and can't talk. Like, the whole thing is designed, I think, to keep a fucking lid on exactly what happened. And all that I can tell you is there is no reason to do that if it was an incel who just killed some people randomly. There's no reason for the level of fuckery in this case and the lies and the bullshit and the cover up if all it was a guy that just decided to randomly kill some people. Have some common logic. There's no way it's what you said it was for the kind of shit that's going on in that police department and that prosecution. There's no way it was what they said it was.
It almost makes you wonder if he went there to take a class on how to keep a secret.
Right.
I mean, It sounds kind of dumb, but Jesus Christ,
Well, when bigger agendas are at play, that's typically what drives a lot I
think there was a bigger agenda at play. I think this is way bigger
and with everything with surveillance, the multi-billions of dollars being invested into predictive policing and domestic surveillance. And like I predicted with the Nancy Guthrie case, I think it's going to drag on until they'll keep pushing the narratives surveillance related, and I believe it might not happen right away because the power structure does things long term. They're going to try to keep pushing this DNA stuff, and they want a database of DNA among citizens. So get everybody to register for the DNA database that the feds have, because you're doing your duty as a good citizen, and allow us to track everything you do and allow us to, surveil everyone all the time. And this is what I talk about when I say the bigger picture of things. And it's not, in my opinion, disconnected from any kind of high profile case.
Yeah. This case, man. I don't know. And
it ain't over yet.
It's not. And I feel like I really feel like Othram Labs was designed to explode onto the scene with this case. And it begins to make you wonder how much of this whole thing was orchestrated so that Othram could be established as the new crime fighting tool that everybody must have, and it's going to solve crimes in real time. And
because you've got Idaho 4, they've been involved now with the Long Island serial killer case.
Right.
Now you've got them coming in to save the day with Nancy Guthrie, supposedly.
Right. And cold cases like JonBenet Ramsey and
John Benet Ramsey. Every high profile case is coming out. all of a sudden, Othram
Othram's
Labs
all
is
over it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we talked to Glitch DNA when she was on our show last week, she said, I even asked her like blatantly, I said, what are your thoughts on the fact that Othram once again has been introduced in this? She said it worries her. Absolutely, it worries her. And yeah, it does. It does, because they're being introduced into almost every investigation that is more than a corner store robbery. That's kind of creepy to me, folks. It truly is, and I'm gonna say it now. The more cases, because we're gonna cover more cases, you guys. We all are. Okay, down the road, the more we see, if they keep popping up in these cases, we have a problem. Truly, we have a problem. I think so.
Yeah, but who's going to be able to prove that it was all orchestrated? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, who can prove? Yeah, who can prove anything? If you guys have seen recently some of the CIA documents that have been declassified, you would not be able to sleep at night. There's some recent ones that have come out. I don't know if anybody has.
That's why I don't want to see them, JJ, because that shit's true. It's real. It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, JJ, have you confirmed that you're going to CrimeCon this year in Vegas or not?
I was planning on it. I mean, I haven't booked anything yet, but I've been waiting to see, how things play out and see.
I'm
who's
super
going
curious. Right. You and I, we met at CrimeCon and we both said, holy shit. Like CrimeCon seems to be a big promotional vehicle for Othram Labs. They had the largest booth on the floor of the vendor area. They were featured majorly prominently at that thing. People talked about Othram and dropped their names a bunch of times. I'm curious what this year's CrimeCon is going to look like. Is it going to be another swinging off the schlong of Othram Labs this year?
Well, at this point, it's starting to look like it's going to start to be called OthramCon, to be honest with you.
I can guarantee you that they will play even bigger role in this year's CrimeCon. Yeah. And when we looked into the investors in CrimeCon, the interesting thing is that the largest investor
in Othram,
I'm sorry, in Othram was GigaFund, which is the company that funds all of Elon Musk's projects. Well, we also know that Elon Musk has major contracts with U.S. intelligence and the government, right? Now, some people might say, oh, well, that doesn't mean anything. It's just they're just an investment firm. Right. Understood. But a lot of times there are such a thing as front companies that exist that are harder to trace where the original funding is coming from, right? This has been going on forever. So the way that I think, I don't trust anything when anything related to U.S. intelligence is connected to it in any way, shape, or form. And it's hard to prove this stuff because they're very good at hiding money. I mean, what is the whole Epstein thing about? He was good at moving money around and making deals and backroom deals with people, really powerful people. So I don't trust it. And when I saw that at CrimeCon with you, DA, what did we say immediately out of the gate?
Yeah.
I mean, this seems like an investor pitch.
Yeah, the first thing you and I did on a break is go out there and find out who funds I said I want to know who invests in Othram Labs, and we both went out and immediately we were that convinced this was a promotional vehicle for Othram. We were like, who the fuck's invested in Othram Labs?
Yeah. So are you going to CrimeCon, Lee?
I am going to CrimeCon. Yeah, okay. Rhonda and I have tickets. Yeah.
Well, then both of you, if you end up going, watch what happens with the Nancy Guthrie case and Othram. And from that point forward, watch what happens at CrimeCon and go from there, because that'll give you your answer, in my opinion, right there. And we know if it blows up even bigger than it already has, and they relate we have Savannah Guthrie's name on this now. Okay. First we had the Miss Stacey Chapin, the biggest murder that's happened in how long in the United States. Now we're gonna have Savannah Guthrie's name across the label on this.
The only thing that would prevent me, I was full on to go, and I still want to go, is that I'm trying to sell something to get some extra cash to buy something else, and it hasn't sold yet.
Right.
So if I have to buy out of pocket, it's gonna impact how much money I can spend, and I want to be able to go and enjoy myself if I'm gonna go to CrimeCon. And it gets expensive, rooms and eating out and all that kind of stuff. So I'm 99% sure that I'm still planning to go. It just will depend on a couple of things.
And don't get me wrong, you guys. Sorry for my voice tonight. If this happens, and it does happen that way, it's not going to be Nancy Guthrie's name on it. It's going to be Savannah's name because of who Savannah is. That will be what the hightail is for the company itself. And I didn't even think about that till just right now when you guys are talking about it. That would be insane.
I mean, never underestimate the level of fuckery that the big banks are capable of. And it's no level of society or human existence is not touched by those people in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. All right. So what else? We got about 30 minutes left. It looks like I'm going to be packing and heading on my flight tomorrow as normal. But I will have to get myself moving in that direction. What else do you guys want to talk about in the last 30 minutes? You guys got anything special that you were hoping we would touch on?
Was there some kind of arrest in Guthrie case or something?
Yeah.
I saw there was something.
There was a DUI outside their house or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a guy that went back and forth in front of the house. I don't know.
And what was did we get any? I mean, I know it was, what was it, like 2 nights ago? I know Lana, I think, was covering it, and JLR or whatever. Did we get an answer about the huge FBI rush or whatever that went to Savannah's house? There was like a huge rush.
Savannah's house,
or I thought it was Savannah's house.
Not that I know of. No, it went to Nancy's house.
Oh, maybe Nancy's house. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Nancy's house.
There was a guy that was pulled over and got, I think, was it a DUI or something like that?
Yeah, DUI.
And he had a phone of the story that I got from that was he had a picture of Nancy on his phone.
Okay.
And that he said he was in that area because, and I can't verify this, just what we heard through here, that he was in that area because he said he saw her. He thought he saw her. And he was in that area to make sure that that's who he saw. So he either had I don't know if he had a photograph that he took or a photograph that he pulled off of like the internet on his phone of her. So they detained him, questioned him, did a or not the breathalyzer thing, but the whatever you do that one. What's that called when you test somebody to see if they've been drinking?
Sobriety test.
Sobriety test.
There we go.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Anyway, that test on him, and I don't know what happened after that. That's all I got from that one.
But what about the one? What about the thing from two nights ago? There was no further info though on that.
The people that went to Nancy's house.
I know it was like they said like the FBI or whoever, like they swarmed and they made like a whole big thing.
Well, they didn't swarm. There was just a few vehicles. One pulled in the garage closed. There were some people in that they believed that the people in the black SUVs were FBI and the people in the white SUVs were Stevens County. But Comcast was there for the entire day doing something. I think they were it's almost like a lot of us think they were putting a security system in for some reason. What the hell else was there with that? And somebody said they thought the state's attorney might have been there as well. So,
right.
Sure.
Right. They said the prosecutor or something was there. Yeah.
Did anybody else follow up on any of that or see any of that? Logan or Robin or anybody?
No, I did not.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't get to do anything today, so I didn't get to see a lot of that. So, that's all I can tell you, bud.
And then on the I didn't see all. I know she's got Candace Owens has like 3 episodes out on this Erica thing. I saw the first one. I got to catch up on the other 2, but
yeah, I saw a little bit of the first one.
It's insane. Some of the stuff, like she made a big deal that Erica. I was telling Lee and Robin and Amanda. So she's making a big deal that Erica, is like kind of claiming that she's sweet, more so that she's Swedish than Syrian.
He made that point, yeah.
But the relative that she was living with was not Swedish. It was the other relative, that her other parent that wasn't with her. Which is odd. So think about it. Like if you grow up with a single parent, like you grow up, your mom is raising you alone, and your mother is a certain nationality, you would think that you would like you would assimilate yourself with that nationality more so, I would think, than the other parent that hasn't lived with you. So it's just like another inconsistency. And she was making a point in that first episode, like there's all these like different documents that even have Erica's like her parents had gotten divorced, but even their like the wedding date is on like 5 different documents, has different dates. Her Erica's birthday is like different on like 3 different, and it's like this is like one small little thread. She wasn't even getting into like, I didn't see episode 2 or 3 yet. So
she made a big deal about the fact that Erica had no experience running any kind of anything, that had no background experience, but now she's in charge of this big corporation thing now, and blah blah blah. She went into a lot of that stuff too, and she's very irritated about it. You can tell. So there's a lot to it.
And she got into today a lot about. The most interesting part that I found was that she was talking about how Erica was claiming, "Oh, I don't date. I just, I don't drink. I don't really, I don't really go on dates." And meanwhile, she had a boyfriend, like a different boyfriend through every single period of the times that she swore she was just single, and she was, praying every night. She was basically picking on every little thing that Erica has said that's not accurate.
Oh, that's what Candace does. That's exactly what Candace does. Yeah. And that's what she will do. So, yeah. And so, I think, wasn't it brought up that she was dating somebody already, like not too long after Charlie was killed?
There were rumors. I don't remember if it was confirmed, but there was like suspicions about that. But so many. See, what Candace does, like her or not, is she will focus on things that most people wouldn't even think too much about.
Right.
Because one of Candace's big things is the little lies. Because she always says when people lie about things that are little, that they don't have to lie about, then she focuses on that, and then she connects all the different things that they lie about, the little things. And that's what she's doing right now.
Yeah.
She's focusing on her background, the things that she has said. She's played a bunch of videos.
I thought the first episode was interesting, where she read like that whole long comment where it was basically someone giving their opinion that kind of correlated some of Erica's behavior to like a sociopath. I thought that was very interesting. It's just an opinion, but it was just very interesting.
Well, the person that was speaking about that, she was saying psychopath.
Psychopath, right?
The one thing that annoys me about that is like a psychopath is the term psychopath is a criminology term,
right?
And it implies a violent criminal.
Yeah.
A sociopath could be a non-violent criminal, like a CEO or a person that commits crimes or has no remorse or whatever. So like the term psychopath is pretty well established to mean a violent criminal, like a serial killer or whatever. So I agree with a lot of what the person was saying. They just should have used the term
sociopath. Right.
And I'm gonna don't go there. I'm gonna bite my tongue about trying to correct people on using the right terms, because I'm not even going back there. Like I was like, fuck you, I'm not gonna try to explain to you the real meaning of a word anymore, because apparently people just don't want to hear what the actual words are supposed to mean. But does Bronx have to go potty, Logan? Like you? Yeah. I was. Your dog is like really like, oh, I need to go out. Should we wrap up so that
he's so sensitive? So I apologize. He's really sensitive.
No, it's very cute, and I don't know whether
when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm on a schedule, bitch. I gotta go. I think it's a pretty good time to wrap up, and if we want to let Logan go first, if you want, do you want to jet out, or are you going to try to? Okay.
That would be good. Then I can take.
Let's do a wrap up. Let's Logan close first, and then we'll. That's going to make a weird thing on my pattern. We're going to go Logan, Robin, 1-1 Dago, JJ. Does that make sense? I'm going to do it that way. All right, Logan. Sure. Let's let you say goodnight so you can get the dog out if you need to.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We appreciate everybody who shows up for us. Congratulations again, 1-1. We are so very proud of you. Thank you to the mod.
Thank you.
Thank you to Bianca for the gifted and the super chats. Welcome to our new turtles. And do something nice for yourself today. Be kind, but more importantly, be kind to your animals. Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right, bye, and thank you very much. I know that the chat's very concerned about your house. I hope that you, when you're not looking concerned, really don't need to be concerned, because we're all like, the whole chat is like, oh my God, somebody call somebody for Logan, because she apparently has no fucking self-conscious awareness of what's going on. Anyways, hope you're okay. You've got a big dog, so hopefully Bronx will take care of you and all is well.
For sure.
All right, let's go.
Have a good night, Logan.
Good
Robin,
night.
what's up?
Good night.
Well, thanks so much for coming out, everyone. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, all kinds of good stuff coming your way. DA's getting on a jet plane. Yeah. I won't try to sing any more than that with the voice still just trying to come back. But anyway, so glad that's all going to get straightened out. So yeah, this week is going to be pretty interesting. So you're not going to want to miss that. And, throughout the whole community, we appreciate you, whether you're on the replay cruise or you're here live with us. And, hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And yes, 1-1, congratulations yet again. Just super proud of you, and very honored that we have someone of your caliber sitting on our panel. So we're very fortunate to have you with us. So congrats to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Very, very good. By the way, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I don't think you can just go to a jail and say, hey, I want to see if somebody will talk to me. Like, you have to be on their approved list to see, right? And look, even Dago's nodding.
Yes.
So here's the deal. I've been told there are people incarcerated in Kentucky that want to talk to me. And I made that comment. I can't just walk in and talk to somebody. And they said, that's okay. We're making phone calls and they're going to put you on the approved list. Is it safe for me to go to a jail and start talking to people that want to talk from within jail? But we'll see. That may be an interesting trip. We'll see if I come back from it. You guys got my back, right?
Sure.
Yep. I was just gonna say, if we see you just sitting in some jail, we're gonna be like,
right. All right, Captain 1-1, what's up?
Thanks to everyone for the well wishes. It was an amazing day. There's not too many moments, that occur like this. So, as we've gone over before, there's a lot involved with the exam and waiting for the results, and when you finally get the actual spot, it is an overwhelming feeling. So I'm grateful that I was able to share it with some of you, and I appreciate all of you in the chat, and then of course the panel, and giving me the well wishes. So, but even I'm going to be doing some training, and my schedule might be a little wacky here or there, but I'm not going anywhere. So even,
And
you know,
you don't have to
if
say it
there's
online, but you already know what precinct you're getting assigned to and all that good stuff?
no, so the training is like 2 weeks, and then the third week, I believe we shadow, I guess, another captain, and then you know, and then from there I'll find out.
Cool.
Find out from, you know, what's going on from there. But so thanks to everyone, mods and all of their great denizens, turtles, meatballs, and the panel, and great discussion as always. So here is my movie quote. All right, so it's two people talking back and forth. Stay away from me. Why? I just want to go back to my room. Why? Well, I'm very confused, and I just need a chance to think things over. You've had your whole fucking life to think things over. What's good? A few minutes more are gonna do you now. Stay away from me. Please don't hurt me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Stay away from me. Wendy, stay away. Darling, light of my life, I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. I'm going to bash them right to fucking in.
The Shining. Yeah. Wendy was the tip-off, and then I had to confirm it with that. The Shining. Nice.
I think Bianca got that first.
Nice. Oh, very cool. Yeah. So perfect. Amazing. Well, thank you very much for the trivia. Very fun. Love that good old Jack Nicholson.
I was too busy listening to him do the voice to even worry about the read.
All right, so
you got to get into it.
I love it. Here's Johnny. All right, so Dago and then JJ, and then we're out, right? What's up?
All right, guys. Thank you guys so very much for joining us as always tonight. Awesome show, great conversations. We were all over the place, all over a little bit everything, and I love that. Excuse me. There's definitely some interesting points made tonight too, and definitely some things to think about, in my opinion. So thank you all. Thank you to all the moderators as always. Again, we could never do this without you guys. I would never want to try, to be honest with you. All of you are amazing, and all this entire massive community we have now, and I'm grateful to all of you for that. Also, thank you to my producer and my videographer for everything they do as well. On top of that, so I can create this every day. So thank you, all of you. Absolutely. Thank you to Robin and Lee, JJ, Logan, and Captain 11. And again, congratulations, brother. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Great bunch of people, folks. I am so very lucky to be able to be up here with these people every night. I love it. I absolutely love it. By the way, and thank you to Mrs. Lee in the background back there, Miss Rhonda. Thank you for everything you do. Again, all of you guys, absolutely, thank you. This is a great way to start to end our night. I think every night, I absolutely, truly love it. So thank you again, guys. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to the Verdict Room Unfiltered. Tomorrow it's going to be me, Miss Logan, Kim from Typically Unique, and my producer Mikey with The Last 24, talking about what we did this week, guys. So I hope you guys tune in for that. Looking forward to it, and don't forget, we'll be here again tomorrow night. Looking forward to that as well. See you then, guys. Have a great night. Love to all of you.
All right. And I'm not 100% sure if I will make tomorrow night or not, because again, I didn't know if I was driving or flying. If I was driving, I was going to find a hotel so I can be on the show. But if I'm flying and I'm in an airport, I might be able to get, so who knows? Whether I'm here tomorrow night for the show or not is going to be hit or miss. All right, JJ, what's up?
All right. Thank you to the advocates, the meatballs, the denizens, the believers, and on all the great mods. And once again, 11, man, congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
That's I mean, I can't say it enough. That's a huge achievement. And
yeah,
it's badass, man. I'm really happy for you, man.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, another great night. Some fun meandering and discussions. I like when we go off a little bit off the rails, just a little bit's okay.
Yeah.
And it was fun. So I thank you guys for that, indulging me a little bit. And I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll see you all soon. Awesome. Thanks again, everybody.
All righty. And as for me, I'm still figuring out my itinerary and seeing if I got the same flight numbers and the same car confirmation and all that stuff. And I've got interviews being set up, and I don't even know. I got people working on the backside setting up interviews for me, and on the scene location stuff, and maybe jail visits, and maybe I'll be in jail. I don't know. I have really no idea. I've already had, like I said, one cop going through my house with a gun today. Let's see if we can avoid that when I'm out of town. But anyways, it's an adventure in my life. Thanks for coming. If you didn't catch it today and you're all interested in the case that I'm going to go boots on the ground for, again, Sabrina Atkins, if you're interested in that case, there was a 4.5-hour stream where I and Defense Rests Jody from Australia read through the deposition of Sabrina Atkins and did it narration style. I think you can watch that on the replay if you're interested. I know that's a long time, but if you want to just stick it on some headphones and listen to it, there's some really good conversation in there and some really good facts. If not, I'll be doing daily updates from the courtroom, assuming I can get in and all those things. And yeah, Amanda said, if you'd like to help me with expenses, I do have a GoFundMe in there, and that's it there as well. So thank you very much for everything you guys do. Let's do this again, hopefully tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll be here for my own show. If not, do it without me. Do it live. Talk to you guys later.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.